that you get good calories because that's a whole empty calories
Mm-hmm.
going around. Man, did you? I had somebody send me something about North Africa yesterday. Um, were the Egyptians dark skinned? Were North Africans originally dark skinned? And how did they become light skinned? And they went, I'm thinking, man, I don't get what I don't. But when people knew you and that stuff, they think you're still in that same spot.
Right.
So they think that, hey, dark skinned Egyptians, man, that's a thing that's something to unpack.
That's deep.
Yeah. Oh, dark skinned North Africans. Oh, oh man, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Now the new thing is we're Aboriginal Americans. We're the real Indians. Man, but in the end of the day, you know, what does that change?
People got real life shit going on.
Yeah.
You know, um, rent, mortgage, car note, um, flat tires, assholes in the line at the grocery store.
Right.
You, you know, real life shit. And the fallacy is that being deep or spiritual or knowledgeable or awake means to separate from all of that shit. When you can't,
That's right.
you can't. You this is your every. You know that's where the battleground is.
That's exactly. I've man. I've always said that, man. And the majestic is in the muck.
Mm.
You got it. When you were in it, when you were challenged, when are when you are kind of like a sword put to that heat. Short a sword don't get sharp until it's bludgeoned,
Mm.
until it's heated up, until it's shaped, until it's formed. And these everyday situations we're in, the, the prick in the traffic, that boss that you got to deal with, um, uh, um, the the setbacks you deal with.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the spirituality is.
That's where it's at.
Cause you got
And that's pretty much, I think, what. And
exactly.
you know, just to throw in a tidbit about the clock, and this ties in. I know you are really engrossed yourself in economics. Well, what I'm about to say ties into economics. So, in astrology, you got these things called the nodes, and they're constantly moving. Okay, the the nodes represent where we kind of, you said muck. Well, Scorpio can be likened to the muck.
Hmm.
It's the muddy water that we don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Where all the shit is. That's what the south.
Okay.
That's what the south node is gonna be. So it's saying it's time for you to identify the shit in the mucky, muddy water, and to transmute it. Now the opposite of that is Taurus, and Taurus rules resources, things of value, tangible things. So check this out. This is where it goes into the economics.
Okay.
We already see how prices are going up on different items and
Mm-hmm.
gas and such and forth,
Mm-hmm.
money, I mean, food and all this. There's going to be a greater push people to be looking for, tell me what's the secret to for the
In 2008, crises. Then you have the pandemic. People have not in my life.
yeah,
There's a nothingness in each existence that some people fill it with things that help them grow, and others just fill it with filler.
right,
So we've lost the ability to, you know, we got to have something going on. If it's not, if it's not something electronic, it's drama. If
yeah,
it's not drama, it's entertainment.
yeah,
You know, if it's not that, it's that um, modern day Messiah that's gonna fix it all. He's got the answer.
yeah,
You know, just follow me.
yeah. And under the behest of being Aquarian, term Aquarian age is becoming overly misused because what's going on,
Commercialized.
commercialized, and the thing that we tout, we are moving away from or transitioning from, that we associate with Piscean, like we were saying earlier, is not realized that some of the things that are promoted as Aquarian are really, people say the Piscean areas of eras about belief and this and that. Well, like we're saying, we normally associate that with a religion, or organized religion,
Yeah.
and but people don't realize what, if I trust that a character, some character telling me something is legitimate, and then I put an unreasonable amount of trust in this character or characters, and I start listen to the words that govern us now. Follow, follow me, follow me,
Yeah.
follow me, follow me on,
Yeah.
follow me on this,
Yeah.
follow me on that.
Subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe. I'm gonna be your underwriter. Subscribe. You're gonna be the underwriter to my reality.
Right.
Um, um.
Oh gosh.
So I influence you.
Influencer.
You know. Um. You know. Even some of the titles. TikTok. TikTok goes to cosmic clock. So it's a game. It's a game to play on. It's whomever's behind, or whoever the forces are behind, are saying, you idiots. And I know we all involved, so it ain't like but I'm saying, like, their game is to say, we're telling you exactly what the play is. We're telling you that we are manipulating time. TikTok.
I think the older I get, sometimes the more things um, sink in. But the best advice, along those lines of followers and influencers, best advice I've heard was, you find an individual, and a lot of times what I'm meaning by individual is it's someone who's no longer with us. You know, you find in history or writings, you find that individual that you would like to model your character after. And you, whether it's DeMarcus Aurelius, whether it's whoever it is, you find that person and you read their writings and you reread and you reread and you keep rereading, because each time you find something or you discover something new. And then you, in your mind, you would set them up as if they were present. What would they think about your behavior at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I'm gonna pick someone, Lao Tzu. So I out here trying to practice, what I've learned from him. In my mind, when I'm in a situation, a given situation, I'm saying he's over there in the corner. He's
Mm-hmm.
watching me. What would he think about my actions?
Mm-hmm.
What would he say about my actions? So that's a kind of a motivational tool to say that he's a he's an individual that I have studied after.
Mm-hmm.
So um, when I fall short, I've got a measuring stick. When I get it right, I've got a measuring stick. Because nowadays, what you have out there is people who are good at presentation, but not so good at practice.
Yeah. Words don't match the
Because
deeds.
presentation is the key. Because without a good presentation, you don't get the followers. You don't get the influence. This particular piece of advice. It's like, okay, read that person, reread. Because one of the mistakes I think I made before was I want to read this book. I'm gonna get on to the next one.
Right.
I'm gonna get on to the next one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on to the next one.
Likewise.
But I started going back and rereading
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
And reviewing your notes. What
yes,
was you able to understand at the time you read it the first time?
yeah.
And
I'm
you
looking
like,
at it.
oh, my notes. I missed
Yeah,
the real meat of the. You going to
yeah.
bed?
Yes, sir.
Good night, baby. Love you.
Love you too.
Yes, that's it. I look at things I've highlighted and say, man, I've read before.
Yeah.
Because it was before, I was like, man, okay, man, I read.
Figured all this out.
It reminded me of a Quranic story about the pack animal who carries a load that doesn't benefit from it.
Mm.
So do not be like the camel who carries a load, or the donkey. Do not be like that, because he carries a load that benefits him not.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh yeah, well I read 12 books. And wow, when I was faced with this situation, I had a complete meltdown. Or I let this person get under my skin. Or I let, not to say that that can't happen, because that's part of life. But that my mindset, my goal was incomplete. It
Right.
was volume. Man, I don't care. I don't give a damn if I take one book and reread that son of a bitch for 12 months. I want to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you find someone, because now I guess what I was trying to say earlier, there is no one you can emulate,
Mm-hmm.
because it's probably not real.
Right.
Whether it's the evangelical or the imam, or the influencer or the life coach or the
Mm-hmm.
guru, it might not be real.
Exactly.
Yeah, following a man sitting on cushions giving seminars, okay, yeah, but what's going on in his life? And sometimes you find these guys are abusing the followers.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you something just to piggyback on that. A lot of time, what you don't get too out of your so-called gurus is conversation about when they were not. It's always this mystical
Good
story
point.
I came out my mother's womb and I crawled up on the house and stood on top of the roof
Oh God,
and
good point.
I wrote 29 books under.
Why try feeling? I mean, why don't I'm expecting this instantaneous strength? This yeah,
Oh,
man. It's in the everyday ass kickings you get.
right,
It's in the moment when
right.
when you're on the job and when you're in traffic. I, I think I heard one day, man, spirituality sometimes it sink in the sock drawer. When you come in and you finally realize that it begins, you practice these things with the people that's closest to you.
Mm.
Um, treating them well on the because you get a chance good to the people in your household.
Mm.
Because we have a unique ability to be a prick at home and an upright when we're out. We even stand differently when we're in front of the person. We even
Right, right.
we reverent.
Austere.
Yeah, we're reverent, and then we go home and be a total jackass to the people's closest to us.
Right, right.
So, you know, there's spirituality is in doing the dishes before your mate comes home, so they can relax.
Come on.
Spirituality is starting the car up on a cold day so they get in
Yo,
a warm car.
talk about it.
Spirituality is giving them a moment when they come home to unwind. Just, I'm going to give you a moment. Spirituality is uh, when you have a new guy at work and you don't want him to go through the same crap you did. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey, man, I'm going to give you something. Whether they act on it or not, that's up to them.
Mm-hmm.
But you can help them out. You alleviating suffering. Going back to the Buddhist trope, compassion's alleviating suffering. You don't want someone to suffer like you did. It's in the everyday. Sometimes spirituality can be turning the damn news off and it's starting
Come
to
on.
prick your emotions.
Come on.
It's, spirituality can be in it's kind of like the Bruce Lee analogy with karate. So karate is in everything. So is spirituality.
That's right.
Man, it could be in the way you eat if you want it to. It is what it's the sustained effort you make each and every day.
That's right.
It's in self evaluation, not self not that where we beat ourselves
Right.
down.
Not self demolition.
Yeah, not self demolition. Thank you. Not self demolition. It's self evaluation. Say, okay, take stock of each day and say, okay, I had I handled this well, this not so well.
Right.
This man. Oh, I caught myself one time. I I don't know what I read. It had me so. I was had that. Oh yeah, man, I'm grounded. Got in my car, pulled out of my driveway, got into traffic. Somebody make a mistake. You son of a bitch! What the?
Right.
Just losing it. I'm like,
Right.
wait a minute, damn! I
Right.
just read this highbrow thing, and I just okay. Time to go. Time to go back to work.
Right.
That's what it is. It's the constant work you do, day in, day out, an accumulation of small moments, small triumphs, and you just keep going. It's the
Right.
body of work.
And then it becomes, and you always have pop quizzes.
Oh God.
You'll have exams, and then you will have. It's like when we play football. You have game day. Game day is when you're tested on what you've been practicing.
Yes.
And then you have something after game day on Sunday. We play on Saturday. Then Sunday you have to come in and watch film.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
got to review. So what you're doing when you're watching film, you're reviewing how well you were able to transform or transfer the preparation and practice to the game.
Yes.
And then now it's telling you how I need to practice.
Yeah.
Cause you're evaluating your practice and your game. Cause you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, man, I was jacking off in practice this week,
Yeah.
and my man got with me. The dude I was in front of got with me out here. So I need to prepare better.
Right.
And then when I go on to the game, I gotta have my mind going over all the stuff I've been prepping. Like, okay, I gotta step with the right foot. I gotta remember, don't jump. It's a 2 count. Don't be moving in haste.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the old man, he's always had this thing. He said, you don't coach on game day.
You're absolutely right.
On game day, it's already too late. If you didn't get it in practice, if you didn't work on the fundamentals
Yeah.
in practice,
It's a wrap.
don't get out there on game day and try to coach the player. Which is yourself. It's like it's game day is just there to measure.
Right. To add to that, I take my early military experience. When you first arrive, my particular experience is Paris Island. When you first arrive, you're subjected to a lot of directions. You're getting broken down. They're
Mm-hmm.
so they're yelling at you all the time, day in and day out. And it's when I got to Saudi Arabia I figured out why. It's for you to be able to keep calm in the midst of chaos.
Mm.
Because life is chaotic as hell. None of us get out of this thing unscathed.
Right.
It's chaos. It's can you keep that calm in chaos?
Mm.
Can you recall what you've been taught when it all hits the fan?
Mm.
So I'm like, when I'm out there, while out in Saudi, and they give the command to load the because I was a artillery cannon crewman. How to aim it, how to load it, when to shoot, when we move, when you just it's just happening, and you're not freaking out, you're not panicking, because you've been trained calm under chaos.
Mm.
That's kind of what maybe we can do in our everyday lives, is when you are reading that, whatever you choose to read, or you learning from this documentary, or whatever you choose to do, whether this person's praying, doing yoga, tai chi, whatever it is, you're preparing
For chaos.
to be calm in the midst of chaos. That's kind of the gist of what it means to exist.
Mm.
Because life is not going to come at you. Fate doesn't come in a moment of your choosing. It comes.
Mm.
It drops stuff on you. Whether it's what we judge as adversity or prosperity. Sometimes prosperity might not be what you think it is.
Yo.
It might not be what you think. Oh man, this is good thing. So I heard this story that kind of illustrates it well. It's there was a village where a kid fell off a roof and he broke his leg. People are like, oh man, how terrible. And one gentleman said, well, we'll see. Goes on, person left a big inheritance. And he says, oh man, that's great. How great is that, huh? We'll see. And another man boat was dashed on the rocks. Man, that's terrible. Oh man, that's awful. You're not gonna be able to make a living. Man said, we'll see. So the kid that broke his leg, when they come around to conscript people in the village to go serve in the army, he couldn't go because his leg was broke. The one who
That's
had
a Sufi story.
Yeah, the one who had the inheritance. Yeah, well, it prevented him from going out to sea and having his boat completely destroyed and his life taken because he was able to catch more fish than he ever caught before.
Talk about it.
So, you know, it's it's we're in a perpetual. Well, we'll see. You
That's
know,
right.
we'll see. Life happens, but but the constant calm in the midst of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, and it's so hard to do. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why it's so valuable because it's not easy. This path isn't easy. I figured that out. There's many times to be completely honest. I want to quit. There many times I was like, I ain't reading nothing else, man.
Oh, man.
I'm tired of this challenge. I ain't reading nothing else. Because the more I learn, the more
I think I've had a revelation. It's like, here comes some bullshit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Here comes something, and uniquely, it's uniquely positioned for me.
Right.
It's not like because if it was maybe I've been injured before and have an injury setback, it's nothing. But something else that comes along that I know that really gets under my skin, that's usually where the challenge comes
Yeah.
from. I'm like, okay, I got it. No, I don't got it. All right, keep on trying. Keep on trying. It may be the end of my life is my greatest achievement may be that I didn't stop trying. I can't say, well, I got this. Oh, I got this perfectly right. No.
Yeah.
Maybe that got a whole the book of kept trying.
Right.
You know, that might be it.
Yeah.
The book of kept trying.
Yeah. So that maybe my legacy is not my arrival. It is. It's my journey.
It's yeah. It's the perseverance of that journey
Perseverance.
because you can journey, you can veer any way you want,
Right.
but at perseverance, you stand. Hey man, I'm gonna keep going. I
Yeah.
gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Because I've had those moments. Tired of this shit happening. I'm done. Let a couple of days cool off, and the next thing I'm you know, something catches my eye. I don't. It could be a, a a book that catches my. It could be, I mean, anything. I'm like, okay, all right, I've cooled off now.
Right.
I keep okay. That was Mr. Ego running his mouth. That was him trying to run the show.
I'm gonna have to go get my hoodie, cause
Oh yeah.
it's getting real now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
talk was starting to get a little vicious.
Yeah, I think that liquid heat of mine was got me sustained. Yeah, once you know, I think I've worn long pants once since spring, and that was in August. Um, but you know, I get a hoodie on, I'm straight.
Yeah.
Cause man, people, hey, man, how can you wear shorts in this? Cause man, I got a double brace that needs just easier to pull the brace up
Mm-hmm.
when I'm wearing shorts. Man, it's just that's just it is it. I don't want to go on the operating table because you're never the same.
Nah.
With leg present, but I don't know. Has lined up to put me on the cover of the magazine. Bodybuilding contest, strongman contest, no life extension.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be able to get them down the steps. Be because I'm looking at my health is part of my wealth.
Yeah.
So hey, less I stay out of the doctor's office, more money I keep in my pocket.
Yeah.
So
That's another thing too. Is this whole balance thing. Like I feel like even for myself, I've had to go through this phase of reevaluating what it is to be enlightened. Even that, even making adjustments as you get older about how you work out. There's a lot of enlightenment involved in that.
absolutely,
Recognition of change.
and for me, it's humility. Man, going in, yeah, I don't put as much up there as what as I used to, but hey, I don't need to, and why should I? I'm
Yeah.
here for a reason. I now I look at a work, and
Right.
I'm not jacking my jaws. I am focused on what I'm doing. I'm present. You on a bench press, you present.
Mm-hmm.
You on squat, you present.
Mm-hmm.
Deadlifting, you are freaking present.
Right.
You right there in the moment. And I hear this a lot, and it it requires patience, and maybe that's why I keep hearing it. Oh man, you should see what he used to look like.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Right.
damn, used to be they used
Right.
to be that
Right.
keyword
You ain't
used
bodybuilding
to.
no more. You
Yeah,
ain't. Like, man.
used to.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm seeing a lot of peers, former peers, dropping dead. You know, still, still popping that needle.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I watched something about that the other day.
um, um, and it's like, what you chasing? What are you chasing?
Yeah,
And it's a good thing,
complacent but content.
but content. You know, um, it's something very powerful about that. Um,
Absolutely.
uh,
If you think about this for a moment. If there was widespread contentment, our whole capitalist system might
it will
collapse.
collapse. It's based on people not being happy with where they are.
Yes, it's
That's what it's
based on
based on.
dissatisfaction.
And dissatisfied people trying to convince each other that one of them got it better than the other
Yeah,
when they all
yeah,
are living inside of sickness. This whole fucking thing is sickness.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's some of the stuff is going on is very purifying. Folks are not letting up. There's an agenda that's going to be pushed to the hilt, and if it works out the way it's supposed to, is going to force a collective recognition of the necessity of seeing yourself as part of an organism.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's about greater structures relying on the more finite structures having some degree of cooperation. You know what I'm saying? And the system of that structure that is really condemns, and you go back to that word leisure, that looks to just shut down the true meaning of leisure. And then you force psychotic behavior. Most of this shit is just psychotic, you know.
You, when time is micromanaged, it's, so here we are in this finite span, and we don't know when that finiteness is final.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the capacity to explore, to question, to think. Got this great gift, but it's like we lay it aside for a false construct. This does nothing but confine scripture. You read a philosopher, you read a